We've been developing a project over the last 2 rounds of Making a Difference Fund around creating inclusive environments within the churches in New Zealand. One of the things we found is that churches are very dynamic and very busy environments, and sometimes getting new ideas into that is difficult. But I think the real thing we're seeing that is making a huge impact is just changes in individuals' attitudes towards disability when they start to look at how, in a Christian context, God views all people as equal. It changes their whole perspective. They see what people can do rather than what they can't do.
The project I'm involved in is increasing disabled people's access to justice. The project aims to influence services throughout the country provided by community law centres and increase the access that disabled people have to those services. We'll produce a toolkit for all community law centres, and that will have practical information about how to engage with disabled people, how to involve them in planning and delivery of legal services in the community. And we'll run workshops for community law centres to help them use the information that we've given them.
The project that Huria Management are looking at rolling out is really a development from our prior success with our projects about changing attitudes in our marae environment.
The types of change we want to create is to open up the dialogue. I think that's really important, and that's what we gained from our last research project, to actually openly discuss when we have people come in with different abilities, how do we interact with them, how do we make sure that their needs are covered while they're on our marae.
There was a group of people that were called together to hopefully make a difference in the situation that we're in, being disabled. The idea was to go out there and visit our maraes and get our people to understand that having the services out there will benefit the people that are disabled. Through the project that we've been doing has definitely opened the eyes of the people on the maraes. They're making sure that they have the equipment and the availability there for disabled people.
Dan is an artist and a jeweller, and Mum supports him in his small business, and he's now selling his Pawa jewellery online. Dan has agreed to share his story, which will be profiled in this work.
It's about success stories. It's about people of all walks of life, all ages, who have a disability, living ordinary.
Aphasia, it's something that's relatively unknown but actually quite common. Everybody may know someone who's had a stroke, but we don't know about the communication impairment and the problems that they face. So it's telling people what aphasia is, how you may acquire it, what somebody with aphasia may present like, and how to support them to communicate.
The project I'm going to talk about today is engaging with the Auckland family violence sector to improve access to services and supports for disabled people. We want those connections between disability community and the family and sexual violence networks to begin to happen. We want to see more projects that are kind of focusing on access and including disability views within their project, and more accessible materials. It's about talking to disabled people about what information they want, what formats that can be in, and then being able to provide some of that.
By the end of this, what we want to see is that anyone with a disability can rock up to a church and feel that they're welcome, that it's open, that they can be a part of it, and then through that, we want to change the world.
What I hope for this project is that we can influence the attitudes of staff and board within community law centres around the country, and that ultimately disabled people feel confident using law centre services.
What we're wanting for our young people is that they will have opportunities to have jobs and to be out there and living worthwhile lives.
What I would like to see, I guess, is just people having the confidence to be able to do the things that they used to do before they had their stroke or head injury.
It's not just about improving services, but actually about getting people talking to each other that has that kind of ripple effect much further out beyond these networks.